All right, I'm going to start with a confession. I'm not a huge fan of field watches. I understand why people like them, I really do. But most of the time I find them a bit, well, boring. But this is Ubiqu's modern take on the field watch. And trust me, it is anything but boring. Hi there, welcome back to Microbrand Watch. I'm Dave. This is Microbrand Watch, where every week we discover the independent watchmakers creating incredible value in a world of overpriced mainstream brands. And the watch this week is a suitably Dave tool watch. It's practical, it wears incredibly easily, it's insanely legible, but it's got so much personality that is not something that I say very often about field watches. This is the Trek REEFGLOW. And honestly, it's fantastic. And the dial is one of the main reasons why this watch works for me. Field watches usually go down the clean, flat, ultra-functional route, which is fine. But Ubiq have taken that idea and given it some real character. We've got numerals and indices here that are super chunky, and I mean properly chunky. They're like thick icing numerals on top of a green birthday cake. They sit proud of the dial. They're deep. They're tangible, there's a real height and a shadow there, and it completely changes how this watch looks when it's on your wrist. And yes, I went for the full Lume dial version here, which is hilarious because I don't normally care that much about Lume on a watch. So obviously, that's the one that I chose. And yet, the full Lume dial version is one of those watches that's got two distinct personalities, right? So in normal light, it's already ridiculously easy to read thanks to those chunky numerals and the strong contrast. But once the light drops, the whole watch just comes alive. The entire dial glows. And what I love is that it doesn't actually stop being functional when it gets fun. It's still properly legible. And that's partly down to the hands as well, because the contrast here is really good. The hands are cut off at the end. They've got white running down the center, but under UV light, that white actually shifts into a light blue, which is a lovely little detail and juxtaposition. Then you've got these dark black contrasting edges, and that contrast makes the hand super legible against the dial, whether it's light or dark. Even the second hand has been thought through. It's got a lovely lumed counterbalance about 3/4 of the way along it, which again isn't just decoration, it's purposeful. Bright light, low light, total darkness, this thing just works. And the other reason it works so well is simply how it wears. The version that I've got here is titanium, and that really defines the experience. It's super light. You put it on and it just disappears on the wrist, which honestly is exactly what you want from an everyday tool watch. It sits comfortably, it doesn't feel top heavy, it doesn't fight the wrist. And because it's so legible, it's genuinely become a grab and go piece for me. It also helps with the sizing, right? This is a sweet spot for this type of watch. It's 38mm wide, it's got a 44mm lug to lug and a 20mm lug width. And it's just over 11mm thick, including the sapphire on the top. That's basically the perfect recipe for wearable on almost anyone. And with this being a field watch, you want it to feel tough as well. And the case spec backs that up as well, right? So we've got grade 2 titanium here with a hardness coating that's got a screw down crown and 100 meters of water resistance. This is built to be worn rather than babied. The case has got some great finishing on it as well. It's mostly brushed, which keeps it in that field tool watch territory. But there's that polished sloping angle that comes down from the slim bezel onto the main case. And it's a small thing that just catches the light and adds a lot of shape to it. It stops the watch feeling purely utilitarian without turning it into something overly dressy. The crown is signed as well, and I always appreciate that. Look, nobody needs it, but it makes the whole thing feel a little bit more considered and designed. While we're on the details, I have to show you the case back because I love it. It's a screw down solid case back, which is exactly what you want here. But then there's this coin edged rolling around the inner circle. Is it functionally necessary? No, it's completely pointless. But visually, it's really brilliant. It adds texture and character, and it feels like one of those little Microbrand flourishes that makes you smile, or makes me smile anyway. I also really like how they've laid out the information on the case back. Instead of the usual circular text around the edge, It's presented in a spec sheet style block in the middle. It's clean, it's modern, and it fits the whole modern tall watch idea perfectly. Now, I do have one small gripe, and it's about the strap. So mine's on a khaki green field style strap, which looks the part, and it's got a really nice signed clasp. It's quick release, it's 20 millimeters, so swapping it out is easy, and you're not dealing with any weird sizing. But out of the box, it's a little bit stiff. Look, it's not a deal breaker, and I'm sure over time it will soften up and start to mold to the wrist. But early on, it does just take away a little bit of that effortless feel. It's also worth saying here that the unboxing experience is really, really good. This is one of those micro brands where you open the box and immediately you feel like you're cared for. It feels like a complete product, not just a watch in a pouch or a watch roll. And look, if this colorway isn't your thing, there are a load of other variants in the Trek line too. You've got Black Mint, Aqualight, Orange Pop, Coral Glow. They're all playing with that same idea of a field watch function, but with a lot of fun and an awful lot of color confidence going on. Now, before I wrap up, we should talk about movements and value here, because the Trek comes in both automatic and quartz versions. I've got the quartz, and honestly for me, with a watch like this, a quartz makes a lot of sense. A field watch is meant to be grab and go, right? So something you don't overthink, something you just throw on and head out. And that's exactly what this quartz version has become for me. With regards to price, you're looking at 257 UK pounds for the Seiko VH31 Mecha Quartz and £378 for the Miyota 9039 automatic. And I think the value is strong whichever one of those you go for. You're getting that titanium case, great dimensions, 100 meters of water resistance, strong finishing, a dial that is genuinely unique, and a watch that's really easy to live with. If you go quartz though, I think that becomes particularly compelling. You get that same level of uniqueness with even more of that grab and go practicality. All right though, let's wrap this up. I came into this thinking, field watch. Because most field watches for me sit in that category of nice, sensible, slightly forgettable. But this one, this is the exception. This is a proper field watch, a proper tool watch with tons of personality. And guess what? I absolutely love it. But what do you think? Is this too bright for you? Is this not a real field watch? Let me know in the comments below. I would be delighted to hear your thoughts and to compare them against my feelings for this Ubiq Trek. And listen, again, thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you've liked the content, please do like, please do subscribe. It really does help the channel. And of course, as ever, I hope that today I've introduced you to another micro brand that you will want to watch. Until next time though, enjoy your watches.